The shiur is dedicated to Nishmas Rachalei Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. We're back here, and we have a different set over here.
Yes, Rabbi Isaacson, you were telling me that some of the classes that we're going to be having will involve the kitchen. A lot of the laws of Shabbos do involve the kitchen, in and around the kitchen, cooking, etc. And you told me that we're not necessarily doing something that will involve cooking this particular time, but we are going to be doing things that involve the kitchen and segueing into it. So I decided to put together for you a kitchen set, the Nala. So welcome to the Nala kitchen set.
Sure is a beautiful kitchen.
I hope it will suffice for your purposes, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity. It's my fervent hope and prayer we'll have the opportunity to use the kitchen of the Nala Studios to teach and learn a lot of the laws of Shabbos. So I'm actually very excited for this landmark event.
Sounds good. You look like you're all decked out.
I couldn't wait.
Okay. So we're going to do the Melacha of Dosh today. And as we'll see, the Melacha of Dosh, the most important part of the Melacha of Dosh is going to be the toldah of Dosh, Sechita, extracting a liquid from a salad. But when it comes to the Melacha itself, the Melacha means to go ahead and thresh. What does it mean to thresh? You go ahead and in the Mishkan, they had these kernels of wheat, and they'd separate the outside shell of the kernel. They'd separate in order to extract that kernel of wheat that is inside. That is the Melacha of Dosh. Okay. The common toldah, the derivative of the Melacha of Dosh, is to extract any kind of liquid from a solid.
Okay.
This is what the Gemara calls mefarek, or we call Sechita usually. And a very interesting example and application of this Melacha, of this toldah, is milking a cow.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I thought you wouldn't bring up the milking of the cow, but wouldn't you believe I happen to have a cow udder here, simulation.
Okay.
So, in what sense would you say this is extracting a liquid from the solid? You're going to call the cow the solid?
The cow is the solid. Okay. The milk, of course, is the liquid.
Yes.
And when you tug on the udder...
Yes.
So when you extract the liquid, the milk from the cow, okay, that is going to be... Whoa.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
That is going to be the Melacha of Dosh.
Usually it doesn't come out that quickly.
Yeah, I guess. In any event, that's your classic case of Sechita, of mefarek. Now the truth is, I would point out that the Rishonim have many different views. Is milking a cow really a Melacha of Dosh? Indeed, there's a problem. Because the Gemara tells us that the Melacha of Dosh is limited to what's called gidulei karka. Something that grows from the ground, like vegetation, like plants. Okay. Do cows grow from the ground?
No, they roam on the ground.
They live on the ground.
But they're not coming out of it.
Exactly.
Except for in the Bible, but they came out of, right, in the Torah, they come out of the water. Right, that's true. But you would not call that Gidulei Karka.
No, that's not called Gidulei Karka at first blush. So many Rishonim say, for example, there's a Rabbeinu Tam that says when you milk that cow, you smooth out the udders. It's the malach of smoothing, of memachik. Okay. But Rashi, the Rambam, and the accepted view is this is a malacha of Dosh, mefarek, a toldah of the malacha of Dosh, and that's going to be the prohibition. You'll ask me, so how is a cow considered to be gidulei karka? So two answers are given. Okay. Answer number one is cows are gidulei karka, because the definition of gidulei karka means not growing from the ground, but sustained by the ground. And since what do cows eat?
They eat grass from the ground.
They eat vegetation. So animals like cows are called gidulei karka. They're sustained from the ground. By the same token, if you were to go ahead and do a blood transfusion, you need blood. Yes. So to do that, you're extracting, once again, a liquid from an organism, from a solid. So that also would be under the rubric of this malacha, because humans, on this view, would also be called gidulei karka. How so? Because what do they eat?
Vegetation.
They eat vegetation, fruit, and they also eat cows.
So it's derivative.
Ground, derivative. That's also called, according to this view, this is the view of the Maggid Mishnah, this is called gidulei karka. The son of the Rambam gave a different answer, and he argued that cows are not gidulei karka. To be gidulei karka, you have to grow from the ground. Cows do not do so, but it is only the melacha, the av melacha, as done in the Mishkan, Dosh, that requires gidulei karka. The toldah, the derivative, milking a cow, Sechita, mefarek, that does not require gidulei karka. That's an alternative view, but in any event, for what our purposes, we assume, I don't know how many people out in Nala land are milking cows, and certainly on Shabbos, but it is prohibited to milk a cow on Shabbos because of the prohibition of Gidulei Karka, of Sechita.
Now let me ask you a question. A lot of people have a certain practice to only drink milk from Israel, right? Chalav Yisrael, or milk not from Israel, but that was watched over by Jews.
Right.
So, for example, in Israel where we live, there are many Jews who are doing the milking of the cows. Now, suppose a Jew milked the cow on Shabbos, violating this Melacha of Dosh of which you speak. Would I be able to then drink that milk? What am I to do with my milk? Can I assume it was not milked on Shabbos?
That's a pretty good question. You'll note in Israel they have two different hashgachos on milk. Some of the milk is mahadrin milk, and some of the milk is regular kosher, non-mahadrin milk.
Right.
Which is somewhat curious because it's all coming from cows, that's for sure. Why would you need a higher level or lower level?
Right.
When it comes to other dairy products, by the way, there's a problem of chalav Yisrael, that we want to have the mahadrin hashgachos only give their hashgacha on chalav Yisrael, but in Israel here the milks are all Jewish. There's no problem of chalav Yisrael. They're all chalav Yisrael. So why the difference in mahadrin and non-mahadrin? So you do have certain kibbutzim that are shomer Shabbos.
Right.
Other kibbutzim that